Thanks so much, Leighton. Obviously, lots to look forward to in that forecast. But with these slightly cooler temperatures, that is a sign that the seasons are about to change. And with it, means kids are going back to school. And while moms and dads may be looking forward to it, not everybody is as excited. Joining us this morning is Sherry Madewell-Biskins and Dr. Nicole Herding, both with Sanford Health. We're here talking a little bit about the dark side of back to school season, back to school anxiety. Most kids, I think adults don't necessarily clock little kids, let alone teenagers, as having that much anxiety about school. But this is a real thing, right?
Yes, for sure.
It is. Back to school anxiety is a normal, common reaction to that change. You've been enjoying summer. It's a nice, more relaxed schedule, lots of fun activities, and you see your parents maybe a little more, and that's fun to, be with the family. And that change, whenever we have a change, there is a little bit of anxiety about this is changing. And some kids struggle more with those transitions than others. And it's normal to have that little bit of anxiety. We don't want to eliminate it completely. We want to know how to cope with it, right? And as kids are feeling a little anxious, parents might feel anxious too, especially if it's a new school or a new teacher, and there's just a lot of unknowns. So it's kind of normal to have that going on.
So when you're looking to see what the signs are, right? Should you open this can of worms with your kid? Should you address the anxiety concern? What should you look for? What are the signs?
Yeah, they might be kind of clingy, or they might be crying, or they might be not wanting to go to school, or they might complain even of stomach aches or headaches when they don't typically have them.
Wow.
Maybe even not doing things they used to like to do. You might notice a little bit of a change.
Sure. I would think, too, I've always heard that sleep disturbances can be a sign, but that can be really tricky this time of year because sleep patterns get sort of loosey-goosey with summer vacation. Any suggestions there?
Yes, kind of starting your back-to-school routine and sleep schedule a little bit earlier than the week of school. Yeah. So starting, now, trying to get back on that schedule of going to bed and getting up in the morning, because everybody likes to kind of go to bed a little later. The sun is out. My daughter likes to say, but the sun's still out. I'm awake.
I feel you, little girl. I have the same problem as a morning show anchor.
So, just trying to get back into that routine a little sooner to help with that transition for everybody.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So there are other things, too, you can do to kind of bring in the kids' team members, right? Because it's not just parents in this whole project. There's all kinds of other people who can help support your kid with the transition back to school. What do you suggest?
I think just, having those supports that are, maybe it's family or friends, or, talking about, maybe even talking through, what does your class schedule look like? And how can we, so that maybe, do your friends have that same class schedule? You could kind of, help support them a little bit there.
Going to the school to meet the teacher,
kind of back to school night.
Back to school night. Practicing driving to the new school, where are you going to go in?
Sure.
Sometimes kids have anxiety about just not knowing where to go.
The routine in general. It's big. Particularly for kids who are transitioning, and there have been changes, even if you're not moving on from elementary to middle school to high school or whatever, there are changes happening all over the place. Teachers are more strapped than ever. Budgets are shorter than ever for a lot of administration. So what are some things that you can be on the lookout for to sort of ease the way for staff and teachers?
Yeah, I think, helping your kid learn relaxation skills and coping skills helps them to use them. And then that puts a little less stress on the teachers of having to regulate all the kids, right?
Yeah.
And so, we've kind of developed a few little resources to just have that conversation. What are you looking forward to? Helping kids reframe and think about the things they're looking forward to. Yeah. What are the things that you feel a little nervous and worried about? Because sometimes kids don't realize they actually feel anxious or nervous.
Yeah.
They are experiencing those things in their body, but they don't know what it is.
Sure.
And so kind of trying to say, is there anything that you feel a little nervous and worried about? And then what do we do when we're feeling those things? And let's practice them together, because kids learn by watching their caregivers and the adults in their life model that.
Yeah. All right. Lots to think about, lots for us parents to learn in the next couple of weeks before we go back to school, so we can teach the kids, so we can help the teachers who have full plates this year, for sure. All right. Thank you both so much for being here. We'll have all of the information for you guys, all of these tools, tips, tricks to kind of get your kid in the groove, because school is starting faster than we think. As witness the weather, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to come back and check that weather. Come back right after the break.